Hello, hello. Here with Julie Hutchinson today of Core Performance, executive leadership coach, years of experience working with the military and resilience. Resilience is the topic today. So Julie works with many organizations and leaders of all kinds to access in a very practical way a resilience index, a resilience practice, if you will, on an individual level. It's super practical, and we're gonna dive into performance today and how resilience plays an important role. Thank you, Julie, for joining us.
You're welcome. I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Yeah. So as we drop in, a foundational frame really is the performance gap, and all that means really is, like how do organizations currently optimize for performance, and what's really possible if we widen the lens?
Yeah, great question. And I loved how you started. We're just going to drop in because I talk about that a lot in the programs that I lead. And in dropping in, what we mean by that is performing from the inside out versus the outside in. So if we look at a performance gap, if you look at most organizations will say, okay, we've got to fill up the pipeline. We have to reach a certain revenue amount. We've got to have a certain amount of sales, and they're managing for the bottom line. And so when we look at a performance, if we're not hitting our numbers, okay, we got to change the behavior of the sales team, or we got to change the behavior of the marketing team. And then we're going to look at performance bonuses based on behavior change. Well, that's what we see. If we looked at an iceberg, that's what we would see above the iceberg is the behavior and the actions. And that's where the performance gap is most companies manage on those two levels. What we talk about core performance is you got to drop in and get in underneath what's happening with the behaviors. So if you look at, let's just take a sales team, for instance. I used to do a lot of training for sales teams, and so much of sales is about the mindset. How do you think? Well, if we drop in even below that, if a person is thinking, I can do this, I can meet my quota, I can fill up my pipeline, but underneath they're feeling something different. If they're feeling anxiety and they're saying, I can do it, but the anxiety is there, the emotions are there, that's where we really look at with core performance is we look at, okay, those feelings set a tone in the physiology of the human body. If the physiology is off or the autonomic nervous system is off, think about that as the foundational piece. If we're so stressed out and we go out and we're selling something, oftentimes people on the other end can feel the stress, they can feel the strain, they can feel that you're just trying to sell something. So what we work with at Core Performance is we teach people how to get their autonomic nervous system in balance. And we've got this cool little app with this earpiece that goes on here, and we train people to get into the zone. It's a scientifically measurable state that you get into the zone. Once you're in the zone, that changes the feelings. The feelings change the thinking changes the behavior and the actions change the performance. So we go all the way to the bottom, and we work from the bottom up, from the inside out versus the outside in.
Yeah. And there's like taking, for example, a sales team or a first year leader in a sales team where there's this uncertainty. There might be a really strong mindset, might be strong competency to do the job, might be really strong work ethic. So, but let's unpack a little bit more of what you're saying. So in a sales leadership role, for example, or like taking on the role of, okay, I now have to inspire and empower other people. I have to keep them motivated. I'm in charge of a high level idea of how we operate as a team. What do you think are some first steps to operating from the place that you're talking about versus just the behaviors? And I know you have the piece, right? The app, but what from a just an approach of getting into this work, like what's some of the first stuff to kind of consider?
Yeah, that's a great question. Now, I'm going to answer that from a leadership standpoint. So I work
Yeah.
with all leaders.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say, well, tell me about your teams. And they go on to tell me about, well, they're not doing this, and this person is not doing that, and the guy that used to perform really well is not doing that. And what I hear is a bunch of judgment. I'm like, don't you think that your people can feel? They may not be able to see or hear your words, but they're feeling on some level how you feel about them.
Mm.
And so some of the first steps that we work with on leaders is you got to connect to your teams. All that judgment and all that worry and anxiety that you're putting on them to perform better, they're feeling that. And they're feeling the anxiety as well. So as a leader, you've got to get into that resilient state, stop the judgment, get aligned. And we teach you how to get aligned from the heart versus the head. And so when you do that, you're authentically connecting with your teams. An authentic connection, when you have that, then you can have these really powerful, integrous conversations. And so I'll give you an example. One of the people I was working with the other day, he's a president of a division, and he had been entertaining 3 different offers to go work somewhere else. And his CEO was in another city and came to town and he said, let's have a one-on-one. And they were talking. And he said, I want you to know that I've had 3 other offers that I've entertained and I've decided not to go. I'm staying right here. And the CEO said to him, I could feel something was going on. I could feel it. And he goes, I've actually had other offers that people are giving me. And they had this totally authentic conversation because they dropped the judgments and the attitudes of making each other wrong, and they got really authentic with each other. And this president has been practicing leading from the heart and communicating from the heart, not just the fear or the head or the worry.
Yeah.
And so the first thing that I can share with people is when you drop down into your heart and you're leading from the heart, there's a whole different connection. And, we're human beings. We feel fear, we feel anxiety, we feel worry. And if you as a leader are carrying that around, your teams are going to feel it. So you got to get to that place of authentic connection from the heart versus the head.
Yeah, it is an entirely different realm of competency that I think that what we see a lot of in leadership. I mean, just what I experience, what we read about a lot, right? Great. Okay. Anything practical you want to share? Just from your practice, from your experience, some of your favorite techniques as it relates to maybe coming from that place.
Yeah, let's walk through an experience right now. And for those that are listening to this, you guys just follow right along with this, because what I share with people is you feel it on a physiological level. You can feel the shift between leading from your head versus your heart, fear versus confidence. So let's walk through an exercise right now.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to have you think about something that you're really worried about, that you have some fear about. And you're welcome to close your eyes or leave them open, whatever's more comfortable for you. So think about this event or this person that may cause fear or worry or anxiety. And then just scan your body, like imagine that your eyes are scanning your body. And notice where you feel the fear, worry, or anxiety in your body. Does that show up anywhere in your body that you can feel that tension? If so, where does it show up, Travis?
Yeah, my throat.
In the throat. Okay. Does it feel tight or how does it feel?
Yeah, there's tension.
Tension. Okay. Anywhere else in your body that you feel tension?
No.
Okay. So that fear, worry, or anxiety is showing up in your throat. I'm going to walk you through a 3-step process, and we'll see if we can get that to shift. So the first step is we're going to shift your attention to the area around your heart and solar plexus. So shifting your attention to the heart area. And you're going to inhale to the count of 5 or 6, whatever's more comfortable for you. And then you're going to exhale to the count of 5 or 6. And you're going to keep that rhythmic breathing going, imagining that the breath is now flowing in and out of your heart. This helps you to keep your attention on your heart. Now I'm going to have you think about something as you're breathing this. I want you to think about something that really lights you up. It could be a person, a pet, a place, something that just you have a lot of gratitude for, feel a lot of appreciation for or love for. And you're going to breathe this emotion of gratitude or appreciation or love in and out of your heart. So you're going to put all three together. And now scan your body and see if your body feels any different. Does your body feel different at all?
Yeah.
What do you notice in your body? Do you still feel a lump in your throat?
No, I'm lighter.
A little bit lighter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Fantastic. Anything else that you feel in your body? Just lightness, no lump in your throat?
Yeah, most of that.
Okay, fantastic. That is the physiology. You've got the experience of how an emotion showed up in your body. The fear or worry is here. When you're shifting into breathing and noticing your breath, attention is on your heart, and then you're feeling a different emotion, you feel different. So that right there that's the level we work on. We work on a physiological level. And the more you practice this, the more what we do is we train your level of resilience. We look at it like an inner battery. If every night you have to plug in your cell phone, if you don't plug it in, then you drain the battery. Think about this like you're plugging in to balance the autonomic nervous system. As you plug in, you build your level of resilience. So when things happen, you don't get so triggered or angry. So it's all about building that inner resilience. And so that way your emotions change, your thinking changes. When your thinking changes, your behaviors change, your actions change, then your performance changes. And so people that are listening to this can take this technique, and that's how you build it. You just keep building, 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 and then you work from the inside out.
Oh, what a great tool. I appreciate you sharing. Super practical. And yeah, I think today it was great. We covered interesting idea of inner versus outer approach to how we look at performance, and how the person is just a reflection of how we operate in organizations. So thank you for that. And anything else you want to share as we close up?
Yeah, I just appreciate you having me on. Hopefully what I share has helped some people. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you, Julie.
All right. Take care.